So far on the channel, I've tested Kirkland golf balls. I'd probably give them a 7 out of 10. I've also tested the Kirkland K-Sig putter, which again, I'd probably give that maybe slightly better, an 8 out of 10. Well, in this box, I've been shipped from a good friend of mine, Danny over in the USA, the Kirkland wedges. There's 3 of them in this box. Let's get them out. Let's give them a test and see if they're any good. So I would say Kirkland golf clubs, which you can only get from COSTCO, are probably the most requested clubs for me to test on my channel. Like I said, I've done the ball and the putter and now the wedges. Be interesting to see if they come out with an iron lineup or a wood lineup, but it wouldn't surprise me. Right, let's open this up. Now you'd think after all the amount of clubs I've unboxed, I'd be better at this. That was horrendous. Thanks to the guy giving me a bit of a hand. Right, here we have the clubs. So as you can see, nice little presentation pack. There's 3 wedges. So there's a gap wedge, 52 degree, sand wedge, 56 degree, lob wedge, 60. Which is quite good because they're the lofts that I use and they're the clubs. I'll get them out in a second. What else are we noticing from the box? You just got on the back a little bit of, in a weird way, I quite like the simplicity of it. Like, it's not saying it's going to spin more or go closer to the hole or do anything special. It's just simple. Kirkland signature grip, a true temper shaft, carbon steel, milled micro grooves, a little bit more data and information on there, right-handed and the club spec. There's a little bit of data down here. Okay, so it's quite simple though. Conform to rules of golf, milled face technology for high spin, carbon steel for better feel. And again, just distributed by COSTCO wholesale. There's no sign of who's made them because I had an inkling from the putter that maybe Odyssey were involved in the putter. But on this, I don't get any inkling at all. Now, price-wise, these aren't actually available in the UK yet. That's why I had to have them shipped over from the US. Like I say, Danny, thanks for that. $160 for that. Like 3 wedges for $160. Now, that's not bad. Like, if that's what, $60 a wedge pretty much, it'd be interesting to see what price to come out as they're over here in the UK. But even if they were, let's say they were £200, which actually wouldn't work out that. Let's say it was the same price, let's say it was £160. Again, like 50 odd quid a wedge isn't too bad. Considering you're normally paying £100 a wedge now. Let's get the last of the wrapper off and let's get hitting them. So the wrappers are off and we can have a proper good look at these wedges. Now for me, there's 3 things I want to look for in this review. First off is looks just in general, looks behind the ball. Then I really want to dive into feel, and then the last thing is spin. Very important for me when looking into wedges. Now looks wise first, they tick all the boxes for me. They're very nice. I like how kind of clean they are. There's not too much going on. I'd probably, again, just personally, probably shrink that logo down, but it's not offensive. Behind the golf ball on the ground, they are gorgeous looking wedges. I mean, really are. A couple of things to note. There's very little offset. The leading edge is fairly straight, which might not suit everyone's eye, but again, it's just a very, very nice shaping. The grip feels really good as well. It looks premium. Doesn't look like, I mean, it just says Kirkland signature, but that again just looks like a Golf Pride grip to some degree. I need to talk a little bit about this logoing on the grip. Now, it doesn't look like it's on straight from first inspection, but actually where it's lined up to is right in between the word Kirkland and signature. Now, it could play to a player's advantage if they lined it up with Kirkland, because it would open the face if they wanted to get more elevation. So just something maybe to get used to. Either way, not bad. Let's hit some shots, figure out feel, and then we definitely need to test it for some spin. Okay, so I spent some time testing these Kirkland signature wedges around the greens, and I've got to say, wow, I'm really impressed with the feel and the performance. Now, I'm not the greatest short player in the world, but these wedges gave me a decent level of confidence. I felt like they were reacting just like a premium wedge. Like when I asked or wanted the ball to spin, these clubs made the ball spin. And also what really surprised me is the feel. Like they feel really good. They're not a forged wedge, not claiming that they've used super soft material, but feel-wise, again, feel a bit like a Vokey wedge, which just shocks me and surprised me. So for me, looks of these wedges, yes, big tick. Feel for these wedges, yeah, big tick. Got to test it on some full shots next, which we'll do, and see how much they spin as well. Now, comparing these wedges, and I mentioned before, I've tested the Kirkland ball, I've tested the putter. For me, so far, these wedges that they brought out probably top the performance. I'm giving these so far a 9 out of 10. Very, very impressed. Now, you might think 9 out of 10 is being quite generous, and possibly yes, but considering the price of these wedges, like, I've got to take that into consideration. For the price of these wedges, that's where I'm marking them a 9 out of 10. Now, in not ideal conditions there, those wedges have done okay. This one landed at the front, but it's quite wet down there, so it stopped pretty much in its ball mark. We had the one that pitched off the green and like spun like crazy. That one did really well. And then these two, one short, one a little bit longer, did okay for spin. Again, considering a bit downwind, it's quite wet, they did what I would expect to see from a wedge. Right, after reviewing these wedges, I've got to say I'm impressed. Like, I thought they were pretty good for the price. They performed just as good as a premium wedge, which came as a shock. There's a few downsides. One being you can't get custom fit for them. So you can't particularly get loads of different shaft options. In fact, you can't get any. You can't get them custom made, the shorter, longer, thicker grip, lie angle, bounce, grind. None of that is particularly option. Even different loft options isn't available. That's the downside, obviously. Another downside, you can't particularly try them before you go out and play, which, to be fair, a lot of wedges you can't these days. Even if you go into a shop, often you have to go to a custom fitting facility to actually try the wedges. Now, going back to the price, as I mentioned, $160 I think these came out as retail at COSTCO in the USA. Are you more beneficial to go for a set like this, where it's brand new, out of the box, never been used before, or would picking up a second-hand set of Vokey wedges, probably again for the same price, be more valuable to you? I think it comes down to probably brand snobbery to a degree, whether you'd want to have Kirkland signature in your bag or not. Now, I had a bit of a inkling about the putter maybe being made by Odyssey. I don't know if I was right in that, but that's kind of the perception it gave me. I have no idea who have potentially made these wedges for COSTCO. No idea. If you have any thoughts down below, I'd love to hear them. Leave a comment, because they don't look like any other wedges for me. I'm excited about a couple of things. I'm excited about what's going to come next from COSTCO and Kirkland signature. My guess would be a set of irons. That'd be interesting to review, or maybe some woods. We're going to see a Kirkland signature driver. As long as it comes with a hot dog and a free drink, I'm all in. Guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, lots more to come. We'll see you next time.